Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Nady, and today we'll be testing out the One Size Turn Up the Base BB Cream. As you beautiful people know, this is about the products, not the people behind them. Any tiff you may have with them, please cast it away, because this is a channel of positive energy. Something flew in front of me. Here I'm preaching positivity as I'm killing bugs. Okay, there we go. We're good. Whew. Okay, so anyways, my little juicy fruits, how you doing today? I hope wherever you're at in the world, you're having a spectacular day so far. I myself am doing pretty okay. I'm just getting up, so my throat's a little bit froggy still. Oh, but it's another gloomy but gorgeous day. Stow the morning wood, rise and shine, and be the best you can be. And today, when I was getting dressed for this video, I saw this shirt and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do a black and yellow smoky eye. And I am just as shooketh as you are that I'm even testing this. I'm pretty sure every single item that we've tried from this brand has not worked. Their concealer looked beautiful on camera, but in person, it looked so dry and cracky. Their powder foundation was just meh. Their first launch I was very unimpressed with, but I went on Sephora and saw that this had great reviews, so I ordered one shade. Now that it's finally in my hand and I've started this video, I put this into Fake Spot and it had an A on Sephora, but in Fake Spot, this has an F. In fact, only 18% of the Sephora reviews weren't paid for. It's a lot. Which doesn't mean that this is a bad product, and I guess it really doesn't matter if somebody got the product for free or it was incentivized, because you can still totally be honest, but for me, what I'm looking for is people saying, yes, this was worth the price. And if they didn't pay for it, how am I gonna know if they thought it was worth the price? But the positive reviews say this stuff is amazing, you can use it by itself or under foundation for more coverage or standalone. Then the negative reviews say this actually does have a lot of coverage, nothing sheer about it, it's okay, but I'm gonna go back to my favorite. So I'm extra curious about this because last time we tried a one size product, my skin was in a totally different place, it was much drier, it had dry patches. So I don't know, maybe this actually will look good on my skin. And I am not opposed to wearing anything sheer, like if I could go out in a plastic tarp, honey, I would. And so the thought of a sheer foundation at this late stage in my life, I'm cool with. What I'm not cool with, though, is paying a hefty price tag for something sheer, because in my opinion, you can just use a heavier coverage foundation and just use less of it, or mix it with a lotion. And if I'm gonna pay a lot, I would rather have the option to either go full coverage or go light coverage with it. So maybe you can build this up, maybe it actually is fuller coverage, but it promotes itself as being a BB cream. So more like a tinted lotion. I'm fine with that, but for $33, They do have an okay shade range. I'm assuming that because it's a BB cream, multiple different tones can wear one shade. I'm assuming either that or they really don't have that great of a selection on Sephora. But yes, $33, 4.5 stars on Sephora, 1/2 star on Fake Spot. They say it offers light to medium coverage. Use a dime size amount on the fingertips and apply from the center of the face outwards, building in layers for extra coverage. That's for light coverage. If you want medium coverage, use a brush. If you want medium to full coverage, use a sponge. Well, I think on this half of my face, why don't we try it with my fingers, and then on this half of my face, we'll use a brush? Either way, they all say use a dime size amount, which that's kind of a lot of product. And this tube feels pretty light. I don't think you get much in here. Hopefully this is the right color. This is light 3N. Okay. It seems like a pretty average tube. You get the standard 1 ounce. And I don't know, if you have to use a dime size amount of this is only gonna last you maybe a month, which I don't know. Is that pretty typical? Do people go through a whole tube of foundation in 1 month? I've never used a foundation every single day for a whole month, so I don't know. Kudos on the packaging. They've always, in my opinion, had fun packaging. Sometimes it's a little cheap and kids-like, but this seems pretty on par for their brand. It's basic, but with just a little touch of personalization. I kind of like it. Oh, I totally thought that was there just for looks, but it actually goes down so you can squeeze it out. That's cool. Let's make her like a canceled TikToker and completely shooketh. And here we go. I guess let's start with the fingers, and I'm just gonna take a half a dime. No, let's do a whole dime, and then I'll use the other half on the other half of the face. Okay, so a dime. What the fuck? It's not coming out. Oh, is it sealed for our protection? Yes, it is. Thank you. That's very thoughtful. Ooh. She is thick. Oh gosh, it's like coming out like after Taco Bell or a volcano or something. It is a very thick formula. She's still bubbling and gurgling. Now let's kind of squeeze her out. See that? It's very, very pretty to look at. And it doesn't have a fragrance, I don't think. So thanks for that. Wait, nope. It smells like shampoo. Never mind. Let's take a dime size amount of this thick and creamy goodness. That does seem like an awful lot, but if it does just like blend out into minimal coverage, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I did moisturize my face with some Laura Mercier moisturizer and under eye cream, and then I primed my face with this Yenza Color Plus Face. I don't know, I've been liking that stuff lately, so hopefully it works with this. Wow, this is a beautiful texture. It's almost like a gravy. It's been really perfectly thickened with nice flour and butter. I'm hungry. Okay, let's do this. We'll take it on this half of our face and blend it out with our hands. The color choice might be a little bit green. I don't know. Hopefully it's not too terrible, but we'll blend this side out with our fingers, and it's doing a good job. It feels really, really smooth, kind of silicone-y, like a good lube, and the coverage is actually there. Like it said, it's not a fuck ton, but it is kind of blurring my face. Oh, wow. That is really pretty. What the fuck? It doesn't seem dry at all. It is kind of doing a few weird things in my facial fur, but that's to be expected. I always like putting shit in my beard just because it does kind of emulate peach fuzz for some people. And this is not a peach fuzz friendly product, but it's not the worst thing ever. I don't really think that I was able to spread that little bloop all the way on this half of my face, but where it is, my skin does look much more blurred, much prettier. Well, no, not much prettier. It looks a little bit more blurred. It actually looks better up close than it does far away. Like, from a distance, it doesn't look like I've got shit on my face. But up close, it's almost like my skin looks a little more filtered. I guess I thought this was gonna have a little more coverage, so maybe I'm not gonna be doing a black and yellow smoky eye today. Maybe I'll just do like a gold inner corner and call it good. I usually like to have a full beat mug if I'm gonna do a smoky eye, and I don't think we're gonna get that with this. So what do we think? This was half a dime, so do we think this looks like 5 cents? That was a bad joke. This is literally like $1 worth of product on my face. I don't think it looks bad, but for $33, I could totally get something from the drugstore that looks just as good, if not better. So let's take our remaining half a little bloopy, and I'll spread it on this side of my face. There actually might be a little bit more product on this side. I don't think I picked up as much the first time, but it might just get soaked up in the brush, so it could be okay. Ooh, the brush side definitely does offer a little bit more coverage, or it could just be that I had a little more product. But as far as application methods go, I totally think the brush wins. Well, actually, hold on. Let me keep buffing it out because it's kind of changing as it dries down. Like, it started off really, really pretty, but now that it's drying down, it is adding a little bit of texture here and there. Specifically right there where I thought I combated my dry bits. Well, you know, I don't think it looks bad. It's really giving me like ColourPop vibes. They have a really good foundation, or like the Wet n Wild, but just a little bit smoother and a little bit more blurring. I do think that if you used a blurring primer, you could probably get the same look with literally any other foundation. But if you don't want to use a blurring primer and all that jizzy jazz, I actually think it's really pretty. Right now, it's not terribly drying on my skin. It's not accentuating any of my fine lines. It just is nice. I'm gonna take a tiny bit more and apply it to the other side so that my face is a little bit more even. But before I do that, this is the brush side, this is my hand side. What do we think? Do you like either? Do you like neither? I do totally agree with their methods of application. Like, the hand side is a beautiful BB cream and the brush side really is a beautiful foundation. So let's go in here and just build this side up and try to even things out. Oh, but layered up, I don't know if I love her as much. It's kind of pilling a little when I layer it. You can definitely tell that there's product sitting over another product. So if you're gonna use this, really do stick to just a dime size, apply it all at once, and know that that's gonna be your final coverage. Like, I wouldn't layer this unless it's still wet and you go on top of that. But if you let it dry and then put more shit on top of it, it's just gonna start layering up like spit-soaked paper and look disgusting. Like, this side, I don't care much for, but I think on camera, it doesn't look that bad, and I can really only tell it looks nasty when I'm super up close. Like, even a foot away, I think this looks spectacular. What do you think, y'all? No? Do I think that this coverage and finish is worth the price? That's a tough one because this does look very pretty, albeit a little bit drying. But I am noticing that after you let it dry down and you buff it out a little bit more, it's almost like that top layer of residue kind of dusts away and you're left with a really pretty blur. So I don't know, there's definitely a little trial and error with this bitch. But as far as every other one size product that we've tried, this is by far the best looking so far. We'll see how she wears, but I am thoroughly impressed. I don't know that it's worth the price though. Like for $33, you can get some pretty primo shit, and I don't think I would classify this as being up there with that primo shit. This is more like a higher end drugstore, which to me should be under $20 for sure. And this feels and looks like it should be under 20 bucks. Like $33 to me is a reach, but it does look pretty decent. It is doing a good job at blurring my skin. Let's pull up the match-o-meter. I don't think the color match is that bad. It is a little bit yellow for me, but it's kind of giving me tan vibes. So I would say, at least in person, this is like a solid 8. Oh, I should have 8. Why do I start filming before lunch? And for Squee today, I'm gonna use a few drops of my latest favorite concealer ever. I fucking love this shit. It is the KVD Good Apple in the shade Light 22. And when I say a few drops, I literally mean a few drops. It is so easy to go overboard on this bullshit. And we'll just buff this around with a nice floofy brush. This concealer didn't really melt that foundation and like budget, and Daddy has not been sleeping well lately, so I do need just a little bit of extra coverage right here. We'll go ahead and set underneath the eyes with a tiny bit of Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and then we'll take a teeny tiny pinch on the rest of the face. Wow, after being set, it kind of removed all of that dry texture. It just looks beautiful, like a second healthier skin. I really think that concealer with this is like the tits. Wow, that's beautiful. I am gonna take a little bit of setting spray to help dissolve any extra powder, and we'll see how it looks after that. Oh, still looks pretty damn good. What do we think? Fuck. I kind of feel like this yellow shirt might be bringing out the yellowiness of this foundation, so I'm sorry about that. My forehead, now that everything is dried down, it does look a little bit creasy, and it's not just sitting there, it's like pulling up, so it's leaving streaks of no foundation where my lines meet, if that makes sense. It just looks very tiger stripey, so I don't love that, but where my skin is smooth, this looks beautiful. I'm not sure if maybe pressing a powder into your fine lines would really set this shit into place. Maybe that would help. I didn't do that, so I don't know. But otherwise, it does look pretty fucking good. Let's go ahead and do a quick eye look to prime my eyes. I'm gonna go in with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in the shade Light. Oh, so many makeup steps. It's not easy to look this cheap. And I don't know that will do the black smoky eye, we'll see, but let's first start with the yellow. I'm dipping into this Viseart palette, and I'm gonna take this all along the crease line and just blend it upwards towards the brow. Oh, just beautiful. I already feel like a bumblebee. You know, though I do definitely want to do a black smoky eye, I feel like it's just not gonna be the look for today, so in that same palette, I'm taking the white and just tapping it on my eyelid, and I think we're actually going to do a simple eye look today. Wow. Honestly, I was only thinking of having to remove that black smoky eye, and just, I ain't got time for that. Well, I have plenty of time. I don't have the energy. Very nice. Then I'm gonna take the Pat McGrath Intensifies Artistry Wand and just tap it over that white. Not really used this thing much. Hopefully the white just doesn't disappear. Oh yeah, it totally is. Okay, well, fuck me. And then right over that sticky goodness, we'll take a little bit of white shimmer, and we'll plop a little bit of gold right on the inner corner. And then for the lower lash, I'm gonna start with a little bit of brown and kind of smoke that out with the yellow. Maybe bring a little bit under the upper lashes too. Shit, why not? Fuck, I'm gonna end up doing a smoky eye after all. Totally didn't mean for that, but who's surprised? Right on the waterline, I'm gonna take this CoverGirl True Naked Queenship. It's kind of like a bronzy, shimmery eyeshadow. It's really, really pretty. Today's eyeliner is just shit. I was doing it and then I went like that and it just kept growing up there. And now I just have this huge fucking wing that doesn't know where the hell to go. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, you know what? We're not here for the eye look today. We're here for the other products. God damn, that is just... And here we are with our final look. At least I got one wing right. I mean, both are good, but they're totally different. Anyways, I do kind of really like this look. However, I'm noticing that now that everything is on and like set into place, this foundation doesn't have quite as much coverage as I initially thought it did. Like, I can see all my freckles, all my little flaws. I do think on camera it looks really good, but if I were to ever ever do a look like this again, I'd probably want something just a little bit more fuller coverage, just so that I can really carve out my cheeks without it looking like a little bit of coverage here, a lot of coverage there, and you can obviously tell that there's concealer and everything. I do still think it's like medium-ish coverage, but it's like light medium coverage. Still not bad. I do think it looks really pretty. I don't think my skin looks very textured or dried. I am really impressed with this so far, but do I think it's worth the price yet? No. But quality-wise, it seems pretty decent. So, my loves, I'm gonna go ahead and do a wear time test with this. I will see you in just a second at the end of the day. Okay, I lied. It's not the end of the day, but I just wanted to show you how this looks in natural light because I do have to admit it does look very, very pretty in person. Oh my god, my eyeliner. I just have watery eyes today. But I actually think that you probably don't need a full dime size of this if you're wanting more minimal coverage. If you're gonna use it with your hands, I almost say mix it with a moisturizer because it is just a little bit drying and it's so thick that when you spread it around, you aren't able to spread it all over your entire face. But really, this is quite versatile. Like, you totally can get minimal coverage with your hands or build it up with a brush. I'm really curious to know how this looks with a sponge, but I'm not going to try that today. I'm not a big sponge fan. But as far as how she looks, I think it's really fucking pretty. What do you think? It does legit look like I have a filter. Although I don't have my glasses on, so maybe it's just my eyes that make my skin look blurry, but from what I can tell, it looks good, doesn't it? So now I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day. I will see you in just a second. And we are back. It is the end of my day. Let's see how we're looking. I did have to reapply my lipstick once or twice, but other than that, I feel like everything is pretty much the exact same. I do look a little bit shiny. I don't know if I'm shinier than I was though. This shit honestly does look pretty damn good. It did somewhat settle into my fine lines, but over time, it just kind of faded gracefully. Actually, you know what? I think that's it. It seems to have faded, and I think a lot of what I'm seeing is the concealer, but I'm like kind of confused because I don't mind the way my face looks. But like on my forehead, there really isn't much coverage. In fact, the only real coverage that I still have is this triangle where I put the squee. So I don't know. It is kind of wanting to slip right off on my nose. I haven't sweat or anything today, and I'm really not that oily, but it doesn't really want to stick there. So I'm kind of like, I've not wiped my face. I've not done anything strenuous. I've literally been sitting down all day. Yet it does seem to be a little bit faded. However, I don't think it looks that bad. Like, I'm totally happy with how this is. What do you think? Do we like it? Yes? No? Fuck, I think everything still looks beautiful. I guess I'm just a little happy that I did apply so much to my face, because had I just gone in with a tiny little bit and used my hands, I don't think at the end of the day my face would have looked like I was wearing any kind of foundation. But even with it fading, I really don't mind. I'm happy. Like, nothing faded in patches. I don't have dry clumps on my skin. Everything just looks really damn nice. I still don't think it's worth the price. I think that if you're gonna get a BB cream, there are really affordable BB creams that you can layer up. There's so many foundations that you can use like a BB cream, or you can use them like a foundation. Price-wise, I don't love it. However, the quality of it, I think is really, really good. This is totally a product that I could see myself using a lot. Fuck, wow, we actually found a product from this brand that we like. Yay, about goddamn time. It's only been like years. Do I recommend this? At full price? Probably not, unless you are wanting a super duper minimal coverage, and then you could kind of expand the life of this. But for this kind of coverage, I did have to use a pretty big dollop of it. I did have to go in twice on one side, and I used a full coverage concealer. And by the end of the day, in person, all I can really see is the concealer left and a little bit on the forehead. I am noticing in my monitor that my face looks a lot better on camera, and I'm assuming that's because there's a little bit of flashback in this, and this does say it might contain titanium dioxide. It probably does. And even though this isn't sitting the best in my fine lines, I've kind of accepted that this is probably how every foundation is gonna look. And as far as foundations go, from a lot of shit that we've tried, this is probably the least amount of creasing that's happened. So if $33 isn't that big of a deal to you and you want to try this, abso-fucking-lutely grab it. But if you're looking for something more affordable, I would probably wait till this is on sale and still try it, because it's definitely worth trying. At least if you don't have super dry or probably super oily skin. Like if you're just in the middle, then this is probably a perfect product for you. I really like it. I'm gonna continue using it. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below. What do we think? Does it look good? I think it does. And this wing has kind of grown on me. I really like that like bat style. Okay, anyways, I have to take this off. My eyes have been watering all damn day. I'm surprised there's any eyeliner left. So my loves, thank you so much for being here. I love having you. And you know the usual spiel. If you'd like a little bit more Nady in your life, please check me out on Patreon. It's patreon.com/poplux. You get videos a day early, you get Patreon only content, and best part, it is cheap, fun, and fancy, just like me. And like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, will be available again soon at thepoplux.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at officialnady, and you can follow me online at thepoplux.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye!